another question, how important, or describe what you look for in an organizational structure?
I'd say, I mean, just the flat structure, the leanness, and the ability to wear a lot of hats within that organization really drove me or attracted me to Encore. So just at which that falls into the line of being able to know that I'm going to go in and not have my role defined. I can kind of, try a lot of different things and see what I gravitate towards. So
because of just the extreme workloads that we tend to take on and how quick we have to be at response time, a lot of red tape can be really difficult and frustrating. So like Dustin said, to have access to the decision makers or the person who will help you to make the decision is crucial. I know that's a little bit harder for larger companies, but for me it's been a big deal because I have to respond quickly and efficiently, and that could be at 12 o'clock at night, but I still need to be able to get answers and run an efficient business, if you will. So access to the top and less red tape is really good.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Access to the top was key for me. But I don't necessarily think that the structure is all that important to me. I think it's more the people. So I think I'd be okay in any structure as long as I had access to it. So it could be flat or tall or whatever, but as long as it made sense, and again, it's not a hindrance.
How about, when you guys came on board, or even now, is there a structured career path that the company's lined out for you, or is it more wide open and you wait and see what you're going to develop into and the company's doing the same?
My role's not been fully defined yet, so it's really wide open, and kind of see how I develop with this role that I just, the sales development role, how I develop in that role, and then we'll just kind of see where that leads us. So.
And the reason we interviewed a lot of colleges. These guys are looking for a development program that says I'm going to be in sales in 24 months and go from there. And a lot of times, we as an employer, it's nice to bring somebody on and see what they're made of before we make those kinds of commitments.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in our generation do expect that they can come on and just start managing within like a year or two, and for some that will happen, but for the large majority that's not going to be that way. I don't have any particular defined career path. When I came on, I was given this job, but I have been given a lot of opportunities to do other things. There are, my boss has been amazing in coming up to me and saying, hey, there's a new opportunity in the company, and I think that you'd be really good at doing this. And I feel like there's, like they're saying, a lot of transparency and being able to talk about what I would like to do. I've been able to sit down with him and say, these are my career goals, this is where I really see myself, and how can we work together to make that happen? And if it's the right person, they'll be willing to work for you for a while to get to where they need to be. No one needs to be handed anything. We haven't proven ourselves to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you start talking expectations like that, or you put down a program where it's, after a year you'll be doing this, or after 2 years you'll be doing that, it's hard to say that because you might not have what it takes. So I think it's earned, and it's difficult. One thing that my boss told me when I came over to Halco was that, after we'd worked together for a while and he grew accustomed to the way that I operate, he said, whatever you want at this company will happen. We're going to give you the opportunity to make that happen and to do whatever you want. But it should be more of a team effort, I think, and the development of your career should be something that you work on with your boss on a daily basis and all in good time. But to set something out like that, a structured system, it depends on your candidate and depends on who you're talking about. It might not work for everyone.
Yeah. I know I've got a lot of friends that would like to have a job right now that are graduated and just jobless, looking for a job for 3 months, and I've tried to push some of my friends, to this industry because I think it's great, and there's a lot of opportunity, whether it's manufacturing or distribution. There's a lot of opportunity. So,
Other questions that you might have? Sure.
Do you all have do you take the instrument? Do you have a landline?
No. Oh, I do for my security system, but I don't have a phone connected to it.
No problem. I'm more curious. because we've all been talking about employment, how you stay in employment, what do you like about employment. Can I ask you a little bit, maybe more on the distributor side? I'm really curious how you guys, maybe how do I reach you as a customer?
As a customer?
As an electrician out there, a guy that's 20, 21, 22, he's starting out, he's got his tools, doesn't take a paper, doesn't have a landline, thinks totally different than I do.
And hasn't heard of you?
No, not so much me.
But of the company itself, I mean, is this like a brand new customer that?
Anybody that's under, say, 30. I want to try to reach these guys, and I'm curious, what's the process?
I mean, you can go through like the traditional advertisement routes. I don't know how successful many of those are. I still think, even with all the stuff we do with marketing, that in this industry, the best thing is really just face-to-face and word-of-mouth advertising and getting your guys out there on the ground. I really do. But, you know, I don't know how you would find someone under 30 without actually having some sort of introduction to them. I don't think that there's any specific social media or, you know, advertisement that's going to be able to reach them. I don't know if that I have the right answer. I don't know.
I think people under 30 always start with a web search.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and they'll probably go to one of the top 3 and that's it.
Yeah.
And you know, if that doesn't work out, go to the next one. I think that's the primary source of how a younger person finds what they want. Mm-hmm. Like I wish I could check a box somewhere that I never get phone books again, because I think it's a waste.
Yeah.
I'll never use a phone book. I have an iPhone, that's more than enough. So, you know, it's, yeah, you just use the internet to find what you want.
Well, contractors are Google crazy. I don't know if you've noticed that lately, but they're Googling like there's no tomorrow. I mean, they're savvy. And I think that there are probably a few contractor-specific type websites or forums, I don't know, I don't really do all that stuff, but that you might be able to get in and put your information on there and start communicating with them that way. But they're Googling more than ever, and they're going directly to the manufacturer, they're learning about products, they're almost, in some ways, becoming a little bit more educated and sometimes cutting out the middleman. So I think that focusing on any, like you said, any internet sites or anything that are contractor specific would be a good idea.
And as we're wrapping things up, I just want to first of all thank the panel members for joining us to share. Quickly summarize some of the things that in our research we learned, particularly engaged members of the millennial generation. It's challenging, stimulating, varied work, and I think you've heard that from the panel members. It's the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to develop, and I think they all said that. It's an environment that is an enjoyable place. If you're going to put in all these hours, you may as well have a little bit of fun doing it. And the other piece is about pay, and pay matters when it's not enough. What you also notice if you look across the chart, what gets each and every one of us up every morning, not hitting the snooze alarm, but showing up, is challenging, stimulating, varied work. So while we are different chronologically, the drivers of engagement are very similar across the generations. Just wanted to summarize with that information. And also, just to think about for yourselves for 2012, what are your recruiting and retention strategies? You highlighted the piece about empowerment and equipping employees to make decisions. Think about your recognition, and if it is specific to the individuals, how are you going to get the knowledge that each of you have shared or transferred? One of the ways to do that is reverse mentoring. I'm happy to talk with you more about that. Or encouraging people to mentor themselves. Training and development is something to pay attention to, and how we communicate. And that's not the 90-second, how you doing, you on budget, you on task, you're going to meet the deliverable that we expect. It's about taking 3 minutes to have a conversation with your employees. And while you're leaving your business cards for Brian, if you're interested in additional information that I can provide either about research across the generation, the future of millennials as leaders, how to mentor yourself, how to do reverse mentoring, if you leave me your business card, I'll be happy to make that information available electronically.
And your slides will be available on our website probably within about a week and a half, so you can access Diane's PowerPoint as well.
Thank you all very much for joining us.